Yay Networks.
Hey guys, it's Stephanie.
I'm Trey.
This is your weekly dose of BS, and we are back. And I did not watch New York, but it was out Sunday. Did you watch it?
I watched it last night.
What did you think?
It made me happy and sad.
Okay.
Because, one, it was shot very well. It gave me like Gossip Girl vibes. Like it was very like these like dramatic walks down like the streets of Manhattan. But then they shouldn't have called it Real Housewives of New York.
That's, I think, what everyone is upset with. I kind of look at, I've not watched it, but it's not because it's New York. It's because I really don't watch any of them unless I'm really, like I watch Beverly Hills. I'll watch them like if there's something like that I'm like, oh my gosh, I really want to see this play out.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing I really want to see play out as of right now on New York. Also, sometimes you do get a little PTSD a little bit because you've lived it. So I'm like, oh, I kind of pick and choose.
It wouldn't give you PTSD because it's like a whole new show, but it almost feels like...
Yeah, I don't know if I want to be invested in a new show.
No, but it's like, the cast is great.
Mm-hmm.
The cast is great. It was shot wonderfully. It just shouldn't be called Real Housewives of New York because it just feels like we killed the other cast and like we've totally wiped them and haven't honored like the path that they have set, and we just have this whole new cast, this whole new logo, this whole new. It should have been on Peacock.
It shouldn't. I do agree. They should have changed the name a little bit, and not said Real Housewives of New York season 16 or whatever it is, because I see why the audience is upset with it, and I kind of agree because it almost. It's like you're right. It's like they want to erase everything, start over, but they don't want to start fresh with like the name or anything else. It's like, let's get rid of everybody, but let's like, the name means something.
Yes.
So let's keep
but I think
let's
they knew
keep
that.
Yes.
And so they're like, we're going to hold on to our name and just like get rid of everyone else. Well, everyone else kind of was the value of that show.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like Ramona was the value. Luann was the value. Sonia was that value. So it's like, it's just, will I keep watching it? Probably. It was good. The cast is great. Brynn is kind of the breakout star. Jenna Lyons, here's what I think. I think they really wanted to film something with Jenna Lyons, and they couldn't mix her in with that other cast, and they were trying to figure out ways to like make her work on TV because she's good.
Yeah.
She is, she's just good.
I see. She's the only one that I was honestly really interested to see. Just from what I know about her, I like that she's an entrepreneur. I like that she created, I heard that she created the eyelash company because she has, I think she was born with something where she doesn't grow eyelashes.
Mm-hmm.
Is that correct? And so I love that. I love when there's like a really good backstory. I like that she has like such an interesting fashion.
And she's a lesbian.
Yeah. I think there's a lot to her that's very interesting. But
she has the coolest house.
Oh, does she?
Oh.
I could imagine. I did see like little snippets of the different homes, and by far I thought hers, from the little snippets they showed on like Bravo's Instagram, I thought hers was by far the best. But I kind of get people wanting something fresh, but I also get those people who are like, they should have called it something else. Like it just kind of feels like
that's my only
issue
with it. So it's like it was good. It was a good show. They were fighting for some reason over a cheese board. Didn't understand that fully. And it felt like watching episode 1, it felt like I jumped into like episode 3.
Yeah. I think you'll know within 4 episodes if you really like it. Episode 1 always has to be pretty strong, especially with a new franchise, because they're like that. They have to grab you.
Yeah, but
can they keep your attention? That's
we didn't like introduce anybody. We just like started.
Mm-hmm.
And so remember they fired that one girl like 6 weeks in. So it feels like we started after we fired her, and that's like where they made episode 1.
Interesting. Okay. So they kind of.
It was good. It was a good show. I just wish it wasn't New York.
Yeah. Also, I don't think it would be bad if
if it was a Peacock version of New York.
Yes.
Like do like a second, I don't know. It's just it was weird because it's like, where's Ramona?
Yeah.
You know, where's Sonia's
You have to have
brownstone?
like, I do agree. You have to have like at least 1 or 2 people. If you want a really big cast shakeup, I think you have to keep like 1 or 2 familiar faces to anchor the show. And then, but maybe this works.
OC,
maybe they're
example.
going to like scrap a lot of other franchises and I mean, it's a lot cheaper. I will tell you, I know how much they pay season 1 girls. A lot less than they pay
season 1/16.
Yeah, a lot less than season 16 Ramona.
Yeah.
They probably got the whole cast for less
Ramona.
than 100. I know actually they got the whole cast for less than Ramona because I know how much. Well, probably maybe right at what Ramona makes.
Yeah.
So it's but I think Bravo probably needs to find what their next Real Housewives is, what their next franchise is that really, because they've been their money maker, but for how many, I don't know, Kardashians are still going on, but I think you have to find other things that just really grab people.
Yeah, but if Kardashians was all of a sudden like North and True, just like running around Calabasas, I wouldn't watch that either. And they still call it the Kardashians, and I'll be out.
Like I get people's like when they're upset. I totally get that because I'm not even on the cast, but I think I always think about myself if I were one of the New York ladies.
Yeah.
And like how I would feel if I like literally made a show what it is, like helped make a show what it is, and then they're like, "Okay, thanks for everything. Toodles, let me just bring a whole new group of people in and and just like get rid of all of y'all and pretend like nothing happened."
I wish they would have done to the original New York what they did with Sex and the City is like rebrand the name, keep it going, like throw in like Luann.
Weren't they supposed to do like a legacy or?
Yeah, and they couldn't come to an agreement. Maybe that was half the issue is that they were all getting a little too big in the head.
Yeah.
Egos were inflated. They wanted big paychecks, and the money just wasn't going to make sense.
Well, if that's the case, then they did it to themselves.
Yes.
At the end of the day. But even, yeah.
So I think that's why they settled on a girls' trip in place, because I think they all got $250 for that to go on a 4-day trip.
It's a lot cheaper.
I don't know. It feels like if you interject some of the older cast, which I think they're going to have to do eventually, just to like pop in and like do different things.
Like, I guess Tinsley doesn't live in, so I'm like, why wouldn't they put Tinsley? But also, why wouldn't they do Leah? I really didn't watch New York because Leah not that great.
Leah wasn't well received.
She wasn't well received. Okay, or Ebony or any of that. I mean, wasn't she on there too?
Ebony has a new show.
Does she?
She's doing like a judge show.
Oh,
like
that's
a court
interesting.
Show. Yeah.
Good for her. I follow her, but I really don't. I do watch a lot of TV. I'm not going to sit here and lie and say I don't, but I don't like to watch TV that I have to be invested in. I like to watch like
mindless
3-part, series on something really dumb, but I'm okay with that. But I like things that I don't have to stick with for like 10 years.
Yeah. No, I get that.
I like things that they come and go.
Even the Kardashians, every episode has become one giant ad for a different brand they own.
Yeah, I don't watch the
Every
Kardashians
single
either.
episode.
Like occasionally I will because they always, like if I'm on the gym, okay, I watch TV for weird reasons. If I'm at the gym and I have no, like I'm just really struggling and I have zero drive, sometimes I put the Kardashians on because every episode, those girls are working out. Now, do I believe that they have a lot of extra help? Yes, but they all have pretty good bodies, right? And I'm like, so sometimes like looking at people who are really fit inspires me.
Yeah.
I used to watch Victoria's Secret fashion shows and work out.
You did.
There's nothing more inspiring than watching that.
Yep, that's true.
Yep.
Okay, so in watching New York and Kardashians, all this stuff, I've noticed something. A lot of people on TV are wearing Balenciaga, which really surprises me. Because this was filmed like, 6-8 months ago?
Yeah.
Like right at the height of like the you shouldn't wear Balenciaga moment. And a lot of them are wearing Balenciaga. Strange.
I'm wondering if they're going to, give it half the season because I'm wondering if they're going to later on because I remember Lizzie wearing Balenciaga while it was like the silver Balenciaga dress while they were filming. And I remember her doing hair and makeup for filming.
What? You're
and
right.
then
that was
when
around Christmas.
And then when that Balenciaga thing came out, she did a post on it. I remember that very vividly. So I still don't know. Is Balenciaga still I don't even know if they're canceled or not. I just don't really love their clothes enough anyways to care about them.
Yeah.
But I don't see a lot of people. I've noticed like the Kardashians, I don't think they've really worn them since.
No, they just have on the show, but I guess that could have been.
But that's like before
Christmas.
everything happened.
Yeah.
But
I wonder if they'll address that. On the Kardashians, they just had this whole like Dolce & Gabbana debacle, and it was like, okay.
I
we
did
spent
not
4
watch that.
episodes.
But I saw like 2 episodes where Courtney was like upset that Kim was doing that and it was her wedding. And I'm like, oh my God, to have problems like that.
Did you see Bethany Frankel's rant on that?
No.
Okay, so she went on and she basically told Courtney to shut up. She was like, you have all of this because of your sister. Your wedding was a brand deal. Don't be mad that your sister got the same brand deal. just because it was your wedding. You were paid too.
Yes, I mean,
Don't bite the hand that feeds you.
I kind of think that there are many things to fight about. I am not a Kardashian, but I will tell you this: if Dolce & Gabbana ever offered me a sock as a brand deal, I would feel like I made it in the world, and I would want the same for my sister.
I would love for you and your sister to fight over a Dolce & Gabbana brand deal.
That'll never happen.
That would make me
Never.
happy.
We would fight like over a Walmart brand deal. Like, that's more our style.
Did you see that Sofia Vergara and Joe Manganiello are getting divorced?
No. And I love them together. First of all, because I love two really hot people together. And they are just real hot. I think he's like one of the hottest guys.
Yeah, it makes me sad. Same with Ariana Grande and her husband.
I don't know who her husband is, but the other people I like Ariana Grande, but I mean, I just feel like two hot people need to stay together.
Yeah. That's so sad.
Make the
right?
world a little hotter. Yes.
So sad.
Yes.
Also, you sent me this Miranda Lambert video the other day.
Mm-hmm.
And we've held our thoughts from each other until now.
Yeah. Trey was like going to say something like, don't save it for the podcast.
Yep.
So I saw this. It's Miranda Lambert in concert. I've never seen her in concert, but I do love me some country music. I would love to see her in concert. Well, I don't know if I would anymore. I feel like I lost a lot of respect for her. So she's in concert. She stops the concert like just maybe 30 seconds into a song to get on to these girls in front of everybody about taking selfies and not paying 100% her undivided attention to her and her song. It honestly, it pissed me off for her.
Rubbed me wrong.
Pissed me off for those girls because you don't treat people like that. First of all, can you imagine being those people and being
called out in front of 40,000 people?
I would be so mortified. I'd be so embarrassed. You don't like shame people in front of everybody else. Yes. Well, there were some people who did. I saw on TikTok that there was this girl taking a video of the whole thing when it happened, and then you saw these people leaving, and somebody in the background was like, "Let's go. We're out of here. You don't treat fans like that." I totally agree. I thought it was ridiculous. So ridiculous.
I mean,
and those tickets had to be expensive too.
Oh yeah, they paid a lot of money. So if they want to take a picture of themselves and you recording the whole entire concert behind them, let them. Like, what do you care?
Yes, you're making your money.
It's
so crazy.
Yeah.
No, I thought it was so gross.
But I've heard that she's like not the nicest person.
Well, I honestly was kind of sad when her and Blake Shelton got divorced, but now I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of glad he's with Gwen Stefani.
Yeah,
because that's just crazy. That is absolutely crazy. But I felt bad for those girls. And you know what? The picture of the girls is on TikTok and they speak out, and they were actually I would say they were probably in their mid-30s, and some of them looked maybe a little older, but they were having somebody else take a picture of them together. They were like, I think in like I don't think it was a huge area, but they were like, looked like they were in like a little suite area. So they paid a fortune for those tickets.
It was like a VIP box.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they paid a fortune for those tickets. And I don't know. I mean, even at the Taylor Swift concert, I was not even with the Swiftie. I was with Travis Holman. I was taking videos. I was taking like selfies with Travis. I was, who doesn't do that? Did you do that?
Absolutely.
Like, who doesn't take videos?
All right, well, if you haven't heard it, here is her calling out these fans in the audience.
Something bound to fall apart. I'm gonna stop right here for a sec, Danny. I'm sorry. These girls are worried about their selfie and not listening to the song. It's pissing me off a little bit. We're here to hear some country music tonight. I'm singing some country damn music. Shall we start again?
Yeah, she's a bitch.
I'm not a fan. I literally loved her, and now I don't. But honestly, maybe they didn't like that song, Miranda. Maybe they were like, you know
Maybe your
what?
song sucks.
This song is not our favorite, so we're going to take a selfie right now. Because I was at the Taylor Swift concert. There were some songs I didn't even know, and those were the times where I went to the bathroom. Like I was like, I've been holding my pee for 30 minutes. I'm going to take this song as my excuse to dip out. But yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
I agree. I think somebody called her Caranda. So I completely agree. I was like, that's just so gross to embarrass people who paid probably minimum $300 a piece for your concert.
Oh, yeah.
You're welcome. So the other day, I am sitting here. Summertime, I have to cook like for my kids at lunch too. And I always forget how hard it is to be creative on lunch. So I go back to my normal spaghetti. And I am using my caraway stuff. And I almost did a story because it is so good. And I am telling you, if you guys have not tried it, it does not stick. That's my biggest pet peeve is I have a few pans especially where everything sticks to the bottom and then I'm having to like go in and scrub them out. They are the sleekest looking, the best cookware set. You don't have the same one as I do because you got the bakeware, right?
I have the bakeware. You have the pan set. And I was actually having a conversation the other day with one of Zach's friends who just moved. And he was like, hey, I think I want to get like new pans. Zach was like, go to Target. And I was like, don't go to Target.
No.
Actually, you can go to Target because they sell caraway at Target.
Yes.
They do sell caraway at Target. But I was like, we just got these amazing new pans. You need these. Like, it is worth the investment to not have a cheap pan that you're like scrubbing chicken off of every time you cook.
Well, yes, because a good pot and pan set and bakeware set will last you a long, long, long time. I'm actually trying to get everything together for our Montana house because Travis and I have this thing where he's like, I'll pay for everything, but you take care of the kitchen and like the cups, the plates, all the cookware. And I'm like, okay, that'll be my little financial contribution because I'm so poor. And
what color are you going to get though?
Okay, for my house right now, I have navy.
Mm-hmm.
For the house there, I think I want to do white with gold hardware because our cabinets have gold hardware. Gold hardware is throughout our house. And I just think that would be so pretty.
Oh, that is pretty.
Yes.
For a limited time, get 10% off site-wide with the internet's favorite kitchenware. It's the perfect time to take care of your summer gifting, ideal for graduates, newlyweds, whoever. If you got a friend moving, give them some caraway. With cookware, bakeware, food storage, and tea kettles to choose from, there is something for everyone. Caraway's non-stick, chemical-free ceramic coating makes for easy cooking and cleanup. Visit carawayhome.com/WDBS to get 10% off during their summer refresh event. Certain exclusions apply. That's carawayhome.com/WDBS or use code WDBS at checkout. Caraway, non-toxic cookware made modern. Your friend got engaged this past week.
Which one? I have so many. Oh, Carrie.
Who else got engaged?
I mean, I have a lot of people. I have a lot of friends. I'm like, I have to think about all. Yes. So she messaged me a picture of her and her hand, not her face, her hand in this big daddy ring.
Huge.
It's so big.
Huge.
Oh my God. We have to have her on to talk about this. By the way, I know on one of our last podcasts, we talked about how nice this guy is. Like, I cannot say enough nice things about him. He is like such a nice guy.
And the size of that ring is even nicer.
Yes.
Makes him even
obviously
nicer.
He loves her. And I mean, this is like, I think it's going to be her third marriage. So I'm like, she must do some really freaky things
Girl's
in the
got
bedroom.
Like some magic spells.
Yes, but
in her bag. Yep.
The guy's like super
She locks him
nice.
in.
The ring's amazing. I guess he did. I haven't talked to her because she was out of the country. So she sent me this picture. It was on Chance's birthday when I got the picture. So I'm guessing he proposed the day before.
They're in Italy, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, I'm sitting there in 105-degree weather at Six Flags sweating my butt off, and she is getting engaged. I'm like, you cannot live two different lives at the moment.
Yep.
But I'm super happy for her, Carrie. Congratulations. It was so funny.
Her fiance, though, he really is great.
He's like the
he's just
nicest, like very He lets her
chill.
shine. I
Yeah.
feel like she needs
Yes.
somebody who doesn't fight for attention because she is such a big personality.
He's a lawyer.
Yeah, he just like
What else
he's
do we know about him?
awesome. I don't know. I've only met him a few times, but
He has a house here and somewhere else, right?
I think in California somewhere. Yeah. But like genuinely super happy for her. She's such a she seems so happy, so in love.
She's just like glowing around him too. You can just tell.
Yes. Yeah. She's so happy. I was like, I have to celebrate when you get back. I need all
wait
the
for our
details.
wedding invites.
Yep. I know. If we don't get invited, I'm going to be so
We'll crash
mad.
it.
And you know what, Carrie? You should try to get that Dolce & Gabbana wedding special that the Kardashians.
In Italy.
Yep, in Italy. Let him know that's what you want. I've never been to a wedding in Italy, but I would not mind going.
Nope, as long as Dolce & Gabbana sponsors
Yeah,
it.
exactly. I would love that. So this may not happen, so I'm going to jinx myself maybe, but I'm not going to jinx myself because I truly believe it's going to happen. Okay, but I have a story. Trey got his license, realtor license, and I was like, there's no way I need to buy a house until somebody pissed me off. And then I called Trey and I was like, I need to buy a house immediately because I've been offended.
So how does someone offend you?
So I have a family member who just moved to Dallas and with her family, and she was needing to rent a house. And through, I don't know anything about home rentals, but long story short, she needed somebody to help her qualify because everything is so much more expensive here. I am telling you, she went from a small town rental to a big city rental. I didn't even know how expensive rentals was. I was like, oh
Isn't
my
that
God,
crazy?
You want this much money for this place? This is like a shithole. You could not pay me to live here and you want me to pay you this much money? There was a lot of it, but first of all, the homes were not great. And second of all, I was like, you know what? I'll co-sign and help you out, right? Because I have great credit and I have nothing else to do with my life. And so she found the house that she liked that wasn't just not great. And I looked at it and I was like, you can live here. I accept. And I will sign off on this. But this man, I need to figure out his name.
That owns the house.
Would not let me co-sign. And I was like, how dare you not let me co-sign? First of all,
why wouldn't he let you co-sign?
I don't, because I'm not living there. And I was like, but I'm pretty much guaranteeing that you're going to get paid every month. Isn't that what's important?
Yes.
And I don't think your house is worth the money you're asking. Also, B. So anyway, so I was like looking around and the realtor was like, that was helping her was like, we'll find something else who will let you. And then I started thinking and I'm like, no, I'm already offended. I cannot be offended more than once that this man won't even take my signature and think that
Your money's not good there.
Yes. So I was like, you know what? Screw this. I'm going to buy my own damn rental house and she can just rent from me. And it'll be a lot nicer than all these other pieces of crap property that she's looking at. So I am going back and forth with these people. They're actually really nice. I had a really traumatizing experience in Montana trying to buy a house. I was a little nervous, but so far so good. They're playing back and forth game with me, which I really appreciate.
Stephanie enjoys the chase.
I like to feel like I got a good deal. And I want them to feel like they got a good deal. Like Travis said, whenever I did Housewives, he was like, and I was negotiating contracts, he said, a good deal is where Bravo walks away feeling like they got a good deal from you, and you walk away feeling like it was fair. Like both parties have to feel like it's fair.
Yep.
And that's when you have a great deal. So,
so she enlisted Dallas's newest realtor.
Yeah, so I was like, Trey, do you want to help me find a house? Because Travis was like, you should just use, I think Travis forgot you were a realtor. He was like, you should.
How dare he?
You should use this lady who's trying to help her find a, rental place and see if she can help you find a house. I'm like, why would I do that if Trey has his real estate license and I could be his first
and most
memorable.
memorable.
Yeah,
Yep.
So I think it's going to be done by tomorrow.
Yep, I think it's going to be done today.
Hopefully today. I give it a 99.998% chance that these people will, sign a deal with me. But there's always that like 0.0002% because you never know. People can be crazy.
So there were 5 houses that we went to look at yesterday, and the first 2 I picked. The other 3 Stephanie found.
Wait. So, yes. So I was looking at more like newer things. I was like, these homes are new and they're like right in a good price range, right? And there's a reason.
And I very much knew this area. And I was like, this is far from home and it's far from Dallas. I don't know about this.
There is a reason because they like had real special homes around them. And also the man who built them was not married. I will tell you this. He is single.
He was just a man. Yeah.
He was just a man. He was trying to make a dollar because the layouts were horrible.
Awful.
Like you walk in and it's a dark hole in one of them and the first thing you see is like a staircase. Just like
But like a dark hole of a staircase. It was weird.
It was not even a pretty staircase.
No.
It was the worst layout I have ever seen. The house I'm buying is super cute. It's like from 80, I think it was built in 80 or 83. And not
but
big.
It's in like
but it's
Grapevine,
charming.
South Lake area.
Yes, but it's in
like,
Grapevine. So I'm like,
that's where you want to be.
Because I was looking and I'm like, her kids need to be in a good school system. So yes, I'm excited.
The other homes, and this is often the case. I've had a number of people reach out for like different homes over the last couple of weeks, and people will find these gorgeous new builds. And then I'm like, go to Street View and look left and right and tell me if you still want to see this. And they're like, oh my God, no.
Yeah.
And that was the case with these pretty new builds that she found. There were like dilapidated homes next door.
Yeah. It's
that
like
had no chance of ever being gone.
And I thought it was weird because the guy already, like, it was only up for a few weeks, and then the guy had already, like, lowered the price on one of them. And I was like, why are they lowering the price on this beautiful brand new home that's surely going to just fly off the market? Yeah, it's not going to fly off the market.
No.
The location was bad, and all three of these homes were right by each other. The locations were bad, and the layout. You have to really. Now I know this since building the home in Montana. Like, layouts are very, very important. They have to be thought out. You have to walk in, and I think when you walk in, you have to see something that's intriguing, or it has to be bright.
The best way
airy.
to describe it was a straight man built it.
Yes,
like,
it was.
There was no
horrible.
designer. There was nothing. Like, he was kind of like, "Ooh, shit, we need a staircase. Let's put it right there."
Like, right when you walk in, like, you take 3 steps, and there's like this weird staircase that isn't even attractive, and you don't even see the living room until you're like, halfway through the house.
But you know what's
so
sad is someone
strange.
will buy that.
They will, and if you are that person, just know, call us first, and I'll tell you. Don't.
But if you're looking for a home, Stephanie and I will go find you something fabulous.
Yes.
We're now trying to find her sister something.
Well, yes, but
And she's not giving us much detail on what she's looking for. She's really very vague.
I mean, I get it. Interest rates are really, really, really crazy. I mean, it is like they're like 7+%. I was just happy to be under 7%. Because I was expecting the worst. But I get why people are a little gun shy right now, because interest rates are high. But if you're able to, I do think the market softened a little bit too. So it's not as hot as it was, which I think is a good thing. You're not fighting and paying premium for something that isn't worth what you're paying.
Okay, so let's weigh that though. So you're buying a house right now, but we're able to offer under ask.
Yes.
And so let's just say in total, you're paying over the course of a year, you're paying $20,000 in interest total before you can refinance and hopefully get half that rate. Well, you saved more right now buying than you will later refinancing. So it's like either you're going to be up against the rush later on, or you get a good interest rate now and you pay it for a year and refinance.
Yeah, I will. And you know what? I was on the phone with the bank, so I'm like, I need to get this done before school starts.
That's our big
the hardest thing is like getting all the finances done before
less than a month
starts.
away, and it's like, when is orientation? When is all that stuff?
She's calling today. But yeah, that's kind of the hardest thing. And then I was on the phone with the bank, and I was like, I don't know anything about, like, I bought a house in Tulsa forever ago, but Travis does all of this. I just go in and sign the paperwork, right? So then I was like, what does this 30-year amortization mean? And he was like, oh, it's a 30-year thing. And I was like, oh my God, I hate paying like interest for like.
She doesn't want to be tied down that long.
I don't want to pay like, $1 million interest on a house that's not $1 million. So I was like, okay, tell me what 20 years is. And then he told me, and I was like, okay, tell me what 15 is. And then he told me, so I'm going to do a 15-year. Yeah, I just want to get it paid off. I feel like that will make me a happy person, not giving the bank a ton of money.
And you're giving her, it's a good
and
deal.
you're gonna help
she
me.
is
Yeah,
not
and you're
charging market rent on this.
No.
She is, yeah.
I'm charging under. I could make definitely more money, but I would not have the peace of mind that I'm helping a family member. Plus, I know they take care of it.
Yeah.
Like, I've had a rental home before in Tulsa. There's a reason I sold it, because it's hard to find good renters.
Yeah.
And after 3 renters, I was like, and I had 3 good ones. I was like, at one point I was renting to my mom's hairdresser. He's a gay guy. And he would do my mom's hair for free. And my mom would pay me some of the rent because, he was like, so yeah, because he wanted to live in the house and my mom wanted to get her hair done. I was like, well, thank God you have all that gray hair. Because
oh man.
Yes. Anyway, so exciting. But we'll let you know.
We should have a deal today.
Yes.
So we'll let you know in a few weeks how this all goes.
You know what? Just look at our story.
It's not closed till it's closed.
Yeah, it'll be closed though. It'll be closed soon.
Yep.
Okay, well, thank you guys so much for listening and supporting. You can follow me at Steph Holman on all the social media things.
Threads. You can follow me at Trey_Stewart. You can follow our podcast at BS the Podcast. And you can watch us on YouTube at Weekly Dose of BS. Bye.